In 128 million households across America, everyone is asking the same things. What if I get sick? How do I get better? How is everyone else coping? What lies ahead? Tell Me Everything, a place where all of your questions can finally get some answers.
Mothers and daughters. Oh my God, what a topic. It's the relationship that's filled with love, filled with strife, and a little bit of combativeness along the way. And you know, it changes decade by decade, for sure. The appreciation levels change. The noticing who each other are in each other change. But you know, the daughter does live out the dream of the mother, and that's very important to know. Because in our life, we get guided by our mothers, and we also need the distance from our mothers. We become mothers, and we stay daughters, and it vacillates inside us. It is really a relationship for the ages. It will take you on your greatest journey. And tonight, I have a best friend who, her and her daughter are really, really a lovely experience to watch how mothers and daughters can relate, will relate, and be in relation to each other as each other are, not trying to change each other. That's a big deal, isn't it? Not to be changed, not to be criticized, not to be looked at as, wow, this is how I want your life path. So all I say to you is call your mother, call your daughter. You know you call her for advice. You know she's the first one to take your tears and the first one to hear your dreams. So tonight, hold that in your heart as we go forward with mothers and daughters. And we're going to see mine, who has been a giant influence in my life. And so I gave her my pillow that said, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, I am my mother after all." And it was like I gave her the winning lottery ticket. So for all of you tonight, snuggle up with your mothers, call them on the phone, and stay tuned. Do I have a mother-daughter for you? I mean, you don't know who's the mother, who's the daughter in this duo, but I know they're both beauties. And I'm going to let them tell you, I don't even know if I want to say what they do. It's who they are. As I know them for a long time, it's who they really are. I just know that everybody loves to be in their energy. So let's start with Mama. Marlene, tell me everything.
So what I do is I really do movement. I like the movement as healing. And the way I came upon it is I came from a very hot climate. And when I first came here to the US, I wasn't feeling good in my body. I was cold inside. I felt arthritic. I felt achy. So intuitively, I went out. I sought to find something to help me. And so I came upon, I figured it should be movement. It should be something to keep my blood flowing and to make me feel warm inside.
How old were you?
I was so young. I was in my 20s.
Wow.
And so that's how I came upon dance. At first, it wasn't dance. It was many different forms of exercise. And when I discovered dance, that was my passion. Because from dance, I also discovered that there was a freedom for expression, to be able to express myself.
Ah.
Yes.
Hence, how you have this daughter here. Nomi, tell me about you.
Hi, so my name is Nomi. Thank you for having me. This is so nice. I love that you said freedom for expression, because I feel like through dance, it's a way to express yourself. 100%. And I feel like my mom always allowed me to express myself however I wanted to be. She never molded me to any specific way. She just allowed me to just be however I wanted to be. That's so I like that you spoke about that.
I want to know why everyone that follows you, and people do, because you have the most gorgeous movements and inspirational lines that you put on your Instagram that really uplift people. And in this time, that's a medicine all by itself. So tell me where you get it and why you have to do it.
It's a hard question to answer.
I
feel
know.
like it's something that comes from within, and it is a way to express myself, and I don't know why I do it. I don't have an answer why.
Does it help you personally?
It does help me.
Marlene, I know you a long time, and I haven't seen you in years, and then we re-met again. But you've always moved. You've always moved. Yoga, something. You've always been on some movement. And I know that it changes your mood. Tell me how.
100%. So I believe the movement brings in energy, and with the breathing, and it moves things inside your body. And I feel like people store their history in their body. Everybody does, and and a lot of it is stored in your fascia. And movement kind of brings that energy and opens it up. And I think it's very important because, a lot of my happiness is attached to the ability to move.
So have either of you overcome a crisis, a dilemma, body, mind, or soul, by going to what the things you both practice and say, by your movement, by
I can definitely talk for myself. Being brought up the way I was brought up is to be very quiet and soft-spoken. So, discovering dance kind of, opened up a whole world using my body as an instrument to be able to express so much. And also, when you ask about, you can walk into a class any day and you may not feel great. You may feel, okay, we're all normal. But every time I left a class, I always felt very energized, uplifted. I always felt like it changed everything. Always. It always made me feel better.
So, Naomi, this show is about heroes, so women heroes in the helping profession. So you grew up with one, didn't you?
Yes, I really did. She's my biggest inspiration. And I feel like also what you provided was a safe haven for people to just express themselves and to explore however they felt. And it was okay, without judgment, without, feeling
It's nice to hear.
It was definitely a safe haven for me.
Your little daughter, movement galore, little dance,
She
little
speaks.
danceaholic.
She speaks through her movement.
She
She really does. It's
Are you surprised?
No.
She really does.
But it's funny because I feel like I have a difficult time speaking, expressing myself vocally, but an easier time expressing myself through movement. And I see it in her also.
So if I could say there's a pose you go to every day when you just want the whole world to melt away. No such
No
thing.
such thing as a certain
Every day
pose.
a different pose, every day a different pose?
And it depends on what my body's craving for that day. Some days my body's craving stillness. Some days my body's craving oxygen. Some days my body is craving movement, dance. Sometimes my body's craving yoga and certain still poses. I just feel like I need to listen to my body, what it's asking for, and I give it, because I want to respect my body. I don't want to force my body to be in any way that I think that it needs to be. I want to listen. I want to give my body what it needs.
How has both your movements and the way you both express it made a major life decision change for you?
Well, I think for her, if I may add to her about, she says she allows her body to, I think what she did a little bit differently than me is she allowed, it's okay to feel anger. It's okay to be sad. It's okay. We don't cover that up. That's what she did differently than I did, I think. I didn't really, like she said, every day is different. It matters how I'm feeling that day.
Definitely.
For me, it was more like a regime. This is what, but I tried to bring it to kids especially, where they could have fun. Just let's make it fun. But it wasn't really about, okay, now we're all gonna, I think she took it a little bit.
Deeper?
Yeah.
Emotionally?
Yeah, into another.
Does your relationship more enhanced because you have that similarity of knowing movement as a guide inside you?
I'd say so, definitely.
Wow, that's an interesting way to look at it.
I feel like we're
feel
very
very
alike.
connected to
We're
her,
very,
yeah.
very,
Very much.
very alike within each other. And I wonder if that's, I don't know if that's why. I don't know.
Well, this movement that I see from both of you. So in this time of COVID that came, and we were all pretty much isolated and whatever we were all individually going through, let alone our families, what did you go to? What was the go-to thing in you? Your some spirituality, movement? What did you find was the help?
For me, I found the help was to really stay in the moment, like moment by moment. I feel like I lost all sense of control, during this time. A lot of times we feel like we need to control what's coming next, or, what's happening tomorrow or the next day. And with this whole situation, there was no control over anything. So I couldn't plan what's to come later or the next day or the next day. So it really grounded me and made me focus on what's happening right here, right now in this situation. And what helped me stay there is my breathing. When times got a little bit shaky or nervous or I wasn't sure, I went to my bedroom and spent a few minutes really connecting to my breath and just really being centered in that moment. Right now I know that I'm safe. Right now I know that I have food to eat. Right now I know that my children are here with me. This is what I know. Right, and then
That's
later,
a great remedy.
we don't know. And I feel like it was a good lesson to learn because really we're not in control. We're
That's
not.
for sure.
We're not in control over
Especially
anything.
this.
But this situation really showed that to me.
What about you, Marlene? I know you had a little bit of a
Yes.
struggle.
Yes, I did.
And it was definitely for all of us, ups, downs, in betweens.
It was tough. But for me also, as soon as I gained my strength back, because I was sick, I went straight back to the, regiment of let me go upstairs, even if it's, into my studio. And even if it's just for a few minutes, let me build myself. Let me be present, like she said. Let me do this exercise. Let me move again. And that's what helped me.
So I dare say that being a mother-daughter, but being the way you are, that both of you are really saying how this practice you both have in your life has really become, almost like your best friend, the way you could go to that all the time and trust it for yourselves. So as a mother-daughter, I'd love people outside that maybe don't have a cherished relationship like that. To what would you say to your mother and what would you say to your daughter? Please say it to each other. Please let other people hear it so they know it exists.
Everybody's different, and you have to respect everybody and acknowledge the differences in each other and uphold them. Give them, give them a platform where you can praise them and be their friend.
I love that. Naomi, what would you say?
I would say if you have a mother, you're lucky. And not to take it for granted. And to really appreciate, everything that they do. There's no one in the world that you can replace. Like she does things for me that no one in the world can do. She understands me in a way that no one else understands me. So I feel
beautiful.
like if you have a mother, just to appreciate her.
So I think that's the best medicine of all in these days that we're all going through is appreciation, love, and understanding. And I could find no better two people in the world than you two. I thank you for being here today, and you've filled my heart space, as you always do.
Thank you. Thank you for
Thanks,
having
Pam.
us.
So was that mushy enough for you? Were you filled with love now? Because love is the thing that will nourish you the most. And speaking of love, after watching that, I'm going to pivot to where I have so much love, which is my mother and her twin sister, my second mother. And we're going to watch tonight how these incredible 90-year-olds, they don't want me to say, have navigated not only their life, but when they were quarantined. I have so much love for my mother now. It wasn't always like that, I'm not going to lie. But we really, really worked on our relationship, and it counts. Because now she's my best friend, my best advocate, and what can I say? It's love. All right, so I talk to my mother 6 to 12 times a day, depending on what she needs, what I want, what I forgot, what she forgot. Okay. But today's conversation between my mother and my aunt, her twin, is going to be the most emotional for me because I've had them all my life. I've had 1,000 conversations with them. But these are more poignant. These times are more poignant. This conversation I'm going to have is more poignant. And I know they have something to offer to a lot of people because I'm still getting from them. I'm still receiving what they have to say and how they look at the world. And I know you know my mother, so you know there's a barrel of things there. But how lucky are we that we get to show other people, hey, it doesn't have to be so bad.
If it weren't for your mother, we wouldn't be sitting here.
That's true.
On many different levels, Pamela.
That's true.
I mean, so I'm extremely interested in what they have to say because your mother has information and your aunt have information that we don't have, even at our advanced ages.
From her. And mirror, mirror on the wall, I am my mother after all.
Absolutely. We are an image of where we grew up and who we grew up with. I think back to about 3.5, 4 years ago when I had the privilege first to meet Gloria, who it was kind of a funny situation because Gloria and I were kind of flirting in a way at the bar restaurant.
Shameless.
I'm sorry. Gloria was wearing these tight black leather pants at the bar. And from that...
With me.
Right. You were talking to someone else, though. And I didn't have the conversation yet. And I asked your mother if she knew somebody that knew anything about alternative health care. And your mother immediately turned to you and said, this is the expert. And that started us on this journey. But I'll tell you what happened recently because Pamela showed me some pictures of you when you were probably about 35 years old, and you were absolutely gorgeous. I mean, I haven't seen anybody as gorgeous as you.
Thank you.
And I'm sitting with your daughter, who's equally as gorgeous and is brilliant. It's very strange to be involved, and I don't mean involved, I mean have a partner who's a woman. This is my first time that I've ever been in business with a woman, with a brilliant woman. And it's refreshing and it's challenging every day.
America, it can be done.
What is it like? Is it different for you at your respective ages than at our ages? We're in our 60s, we'll say, and you are in your above that. So how different is life in those 20 or 30 years?
I don't feel any different
No
because
change.
my mind is still very young.
Right. Yes, you both do have your minds.
I never felt old, ever. And whenever I had a birthday, I would want to celebrate it, and she wouldn't because she didn't want anybody to know how old she was.
No, I didn't want attention.
Okay, so they just had their 90th birthday, and I made it in the middle of the winter when their birthday is. And no, I don't want it. Yeah, wait till the summer, wait till the summer. Well, look what happened after January. COVID. You would have had nobody at your party. We wouldn't have been able to make a party. So you got to really celebrate and have it. And we'll give you a little portion of that party later on the show.
I have to tell you, Pamela, you've always been right.
Oh that's
my
it.
God.
Oh, I
That's
can
enough.
die happy.
We have to cut
I
at
think
that
we're
point.
gonna cut.
That's enough.
I can't go for anything
I
else.
put it down as a statement.
And what do you want to tell me, my auntie?
I love you.
Hold on, come on. You know what? There is nothing greater than this. There could be no more success than to sit here today and bring you to the rest of the world, both of you.
Thank you so
you.
much. Thank you so much for being who you are.
Yeah.
Thank you,
And
and
you-
thank you for you being
It's
who
our
you are.
pleasure.
Well, thanks.
Our pleasure.
This is kind of a love society right here. At
How
this
about a cup of
couch.
coffee?
That's right.
There, now we're talking.
Okay, hallelujah. We're out of the quarantine. Not really, but for you two, that's what you like to feel. But more importantly, before we get to how life has been for you, because need I say, you look amazing, but you're both 90. And I'm saying that for a reason, because there are people watching to say, oh my God. Now, you went through a war when you were young, a depression. You both lost your husbands, and yet you're twins. They really are. I know nothing about this conversation will act like they're twins, but they are. And you have navigated life up to this point, and then the quarantine hit. And you really didn't know what was going on. Like, you didn't know why no one could see you. You had to be home. You knew intellectually why. But it changed your whole life inside. I watched you both getting a little depressed and this. But yet, you both got up, put on your makeup, ate together, thank God you had each other, decided to be social. But what do you think about, Mom, about what's going on right now? You have seen a lot.
Well, I feel, first of all, I want to tell you, I'm very proud of you for doing something like this and being my daughter. But I see the future is going to be better.
I hope so.
And I always feel there's a reason for everything. And there must be a reason that we had this COVID. We have to slow down. We have to imagine that everything is going to be good from now on. And we have to be positive about it.
Well, that's been your case, though. You always say, this too shall pass. You
That's
always
true.
told me
Exactly.
that. And what about you, my Auntie Marcella,
with
my
her.
second mother?
I agree with your mother wholeheartedly.
Oh, wait a minute. Let's
First
stop the
time.
cameras.
It's the first time.
She agrees with her. What did you, first time is right. May I say this is the first time. What did you feel during this time?
I feel that life is going on. It's just pushing me forward.
You didn't feel scared? You didn't feel like, what's going on?
Why should I feel scared? I mean, I'm protecting myself, and my life is going on, and that's it. Whatever happens, happens.
What was the best time in your life?
Being married to my husband and traveling, and having my children, and having my family life, and all my family together.
And Mom, you?
Me, it's, I had a thirst for knowledge, so I was exploring many avenues, and my husband allowed me to.
By the way, actress, model, sculptor, dancer, go ahead.
And I enjoyed what I did, and he enjoyed watching me do what I wanted to do.
Or at least you thought so.
And what?
At least you thought so.
He had no
He
choice.
had no choice.
But
Yeah.
By the way, that handsome man that she's talking about, this is all nepotism, folks, is my daddy. And he did let her do.
anything I wanted.
He was the Ricky to her Lucy, for sure. And my Uncle Bob was the greatest guy in the world. When the quarantine came, what did you miss the most, Auntie?
I miss being with people. I miss being with people. I was a social person. I loved my life. I loved what I was doing. And it's not around anymore.
And Mom?
Besides missing people, I decided to do something about being quarantined alone.
What did you do?
I had many hobbies. I did 35 collage plates, and I gave them to my friends and family.
Yes, and they all love them. They're amazing. Did you get one, Auntie?
No, I didn't.
She didn't want one.
Wow.
She didn't want. I
tell you.
painted her a picture instead.
What's the best part of your relationship and what's the worst part of your relationship?
That we have each other.
Best part.
Yeah.
What's the best part for your relationship?
I adore her.
Now, she does. Now, what's the hardest part of your relationship?
That sometimes we don't get along. She's always hollering at me.
No, because she's stubborn.
But you're not.
I have a mind of my own.
You know how lucky you both are to have each other.
That's right.
Right.
That's
Come
right.
Very true.
Everybody who had to eat alone for 3 months, you had each other every night.
Every night we ate with each other.
Who's the better cook besides me? For you.
We all are. We all have our genes from the family.
So, what do you miss about Uncle Bob the most?
I miss having him around me. What do I miss? He was a good man. He gave me everything I wanted. I don't think I was missing anything in life.
And you didn't want to get married again?
No, I wasn't interested.
You took a little pause there, Auntie. No? Mom, what about
too late
you?
for that.
I don't think, no, people do it. What about you, Mom?
Well, I miss him
Companionship.
because he used to make me laugh every day. And if he didn't make me laugh, I used to shove him out the door. I told him, you have to make me laugh every day. And he did. Well, we had a lot of fun together, and we laughed a lot. And that's what I miss about him.
So what makes you both lively now? What brings you both joy now in this time? Because there's not a lot left that we all could be joyous about, but I see you both, look at you, you look beautiful, you have card games now with your friends, you eat together. What makes you really happy now?
Being positive every day and living every minute for the moment.
What do you regret not doing?
I regret nothing.
Fabulous. Auntie, what about you? What makes you happy right now?
My children, my grandchildren, great-grandchildren, seeing them and seeing them grow up and see the more the merrier.
And what do you regret? Anything?
No,
Nothing?
nothing at all I regret.
We don't regret
What's it to
nothing.
regret? How could you regret when
I
you have a
have
good
it.
life?
I had everything.
Yes, when you have a good life, there's nothing to regret.
You both have been mothers of very different kinds to me. The creative, crazy, wild, independent mother, the home and teaching me other things, and the one I could go to all the time, mother. I love you both with all my heart.
We love you too.
And
More than you know.
you're gonna make me cry.
Oh, and you make me have tears too.
What would you tell each other? Look at each other and tell each other now.
I love you.
And I love you.
The most difficult thing was to have both your aunt and your mother not talk because they love to talk. Now I know
Look
where you
who's
get
talking.
it. I know. I talk. You actually talk more than I do.
No, that's impossible. You talk much more than I can.
But
I have to get in.
But remember that I'm an attorney by trade.
And remember, I am me by trade. I can talk, you can talk. You know what? It's not a talking contest. It's what people say
Exactly.
and what we heard.
You know, the most important thing that I heard was your mother's and your aunt's positivity.
I agree.
Because they would not be the women that they are at their ages without being positive.
The truth is, privilege was a privilege.
Oh my God. And now I know I have two mothers in my life.
You have two
forever.
mothers. You know what? You can start right now.
I know.